Hello everyone, so back again, and I pressed in the spring, well, early spring, I pressed a couple of these tiny little narcissi or daffodils, and also these came from a bouquet. They're baby's breath. But what I wanted to do with these is I wanted to put them in my journal. So this journal I started last year, and you know, almost called it done really, because it's so chunky. It was a lot chunkier than I had anticipated, and so and so yeah, I sort of left it for a while. But when with spring happening, and you know, and I thought, well, I've got a lot of dried flowers that I can start to add in here, why not? So I've got a drawing that I did, a sketch of a daffodils some time ago, and I'm just looking at, is that a pocket? No, it's just a thing. Yeah. Anyway, I'll just check. Yeah, so I'm in frame, I think. So I thought, well, I think I've done work in here since I last showed it, actually. I'm a little bit confused because I don't remember, but I did do a sketch of there it is. So I did this in 2021, and I'm just wondering whether to add in something like that in there. I think that would be quite nice. I like to protect. I mean, I could add it there. No, I do like to protect them though. Yeah, I think I'm going to add one there. I'll just put my light. It feels a bit dark in here. There's a lot of shadow, so I'm going to just switch my light on. If I can find my plug for my light. I'm not sure where it's gone. Oh, I really don't know where it's gone. Don't think that's it. Or maybe it is. Yeah, okay, use that. It was black, though I don't know. There we go. Okay, alright. Oops, sorry. Yeah. Well, hopefully that will hold it. So I'm just going to check what you can see. There. Okay, I think that's... I can't pull it back any further, unfortunately, and this is such a big journal. Yeah, that's good. I think that's good. So I'll try and stay there. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm going to put it here, and what I might do, in fact, I'll probably put it there. I could put both in, really. Actually, I think, yeah, that's the right way around. So they're going to be like that, I think. Yeah. I'm going to put both of them in. I'll just snip this little... I just thought you might like to join me. I'm going to snip a little bit off this one as well. Not want them too long. I'm going to put them something like that. actually it's not. It should be that way for that one and then that way for that one. Right, this one doesn't matter, but I think that one does. I'm going to put them opposite each other. That doesn't come out, so yeah, I'm going to have them like that. And something like that, I think. Yeah. Okay, well, glue. Where's my glue? Right, I feel like I've got my glue, so I'm just going to do it quite precisely. Start at the top here, a little bit, and then there. There. Try and get it. So I hope you're all doing well. It's a lovely sunny day, but it's quite cool. After we had that, you know, heat wave, if you like, it's gone cool, which is fine. We had a thunderstorm the other day, which was amazing because actually, yeah, it's fine like that. Because the next morning when I got up, the plants were just thriving. They were just doing so well, which is often the way when you have, you know, a heavy downpour. I mean, I was a bit concerned about them because you know, I thought, you know, maybe they'd get bashed around. I don't have a greenhouse or anything. I did shelter a couple of the more delicate ones, so, but yeah, the next morning, wow, what a lovely, you know, they had I mean, they had grown overnight from the rain. It's amazing. Okay, so that one is going to go here. I'm not too worried about being precise. I might put something else down here. I think it'd be nice to have something else as well. What I don't want is to have the little, these come up like so. I want to make sure they're held down. There we go. I think they're going to do nicely there. I will put a date on them, so I will pencil it for now. So just put Narcissi, and then we're talking about spring 2025. Okay, I'll just move that back there. Sorry, knocking that. Right, I'll put my glue back on while I think about what I'm going to do next. My glue lid back on. Yeah, happy with that. And as I say, I might put something else here, something spring-like. I could put some other plants that I've been, not baby's breath. I don't think I'll be putting that in there, but I could. But yeah, I think I'll keep that for something else. But I do have other flowers that I've been pressing as well, so I'll see what I've got. Okay, right. I've just been going through. Oh yes, no, I have this. Sorry, this. So this is an old Daphne's diary, and I just thought that would be absolutely stunning. I'm just wondering whether to cut it out though, right? Fussy cut it rather than. I think I will. So I hope this isn't going to be boring for you, but I just wanted to get some work done, and I thought, well, I'll switch on the camera. And I've got another video that I'm in the process of doing which I promised, was it yesterday when I did my haul video, I think it was. So yeah, I promised with regard to doing some slow stitch, so I will do that as well. That will probably go up tomorrow. I did actually film a video of me starting that project before I went away on holiday, or just before, yeah. And I don't know, I haven't done anything with it. I haven't done any editing or anything like that, so I'll need to look at it again, because if I put it out, it may not make sense, because it was filmed, you know, before Easter, I think, or in between Easter and me, well, during the Easter school holidays, put it that way. And I know that they differ depending on the area that you live, so they might not make sense, but you know, we'll see. Yeah, I made a start on that. So what I'm doing is I'm using vintage Japanese fabrics and other fabrics to do some Boro style coasters for my house. And if they work out nicely, then I'll probably make some as gifts, because I think they'll make lovely gifts. And I might not do Boro style ones for other people, you know. I like that style, but not everybody does, and maybe it wouldn't go with everybody's decor. So I would do, you know, maybe just something generic, some florals, or, you know, maybe something a bit different, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, they're so simple to make. So, and I'm talking about sort of slow stitch ones, you know, so I'm talking about adding bits of cloth to a base cloth, you know, in the same fashion that we do for slow stitch projects. So as if we're making a pouch, but instead making some faux clusters for the home. You could use them in the bedroom, or, well, wherever in the home, at the table. It's a bit ironic when you think about it, because we're constantly, well, I'm not, but I know a lot of people cut up doilies, and they're off, you know, there I am making, I'm not making from the doilies, but I might, you know, add a little bit of doily. Who knows, you know, vintage doily. I'm babbling a little bit, aren't I? Been that way. Yeah, a few days. It's a bit of anxiety, I think. I'm not really sure why, but I do feel a little bit anxious. I think coming back from being away, and then, you know, I'm doing a lot of sorting in my house. I feel like I needed a fresh approach to things. In fact, before I started this video, I'd done a huge amount more of sorting, and when I say huge, I mean loads of sorting in here, in this craft room, which, because I'm not a hoarder as such, but I do have a lot of materials. I do have a lot of, not just fabrics, but papers, book. I have a huge amount of books, far too many really, and I've got this, call it a bit of an addiction to buying them. You know, I can't resist. I mean, I keep saying, oh, I've got enough now, I'm not going to buy any more, but I can't help myself. So yeah, I've got too many books. I haven't got enough bookcases, and they're a lot of them are beautiful books, a lot of reference books. I have a bookshelf in my bedroom, and that has more of your sort of general novels, and then yeah, in here downstairs I've got sort of a lot of reference books, and up here, why did I cut that off? No, why did I cut that off? Well, it doesn't matter, I can add it. Okay, so yeah, so I've been doing a lot of sorting, and which is great. It was needed. Made a bit of a mistake here. What I should have done was cut this first. I don't think it will matter in this case, but for anyone doing this, if you're going to use a knife and you've got an area like this that you want to cut out, if you're not using little scissors, I tend to use a knife, then you really want to do this before you cut this out, because it just makes it more stable. I'm going to have to bring that towards me a little bit more. Anyway, you know, I'm not getting rid of things that I find useful. I'm not throwing away things just for the sake of it. I'm just going through things and making them more organised, and you know, organising them better, and just going through what I've got, you know, and remembering what I've got, because things, when you will know this, most of you, you know, as a crafter or as an artist, you just accumulate so many things. And you know, my sister was looking at everything the other day when she came, and she was pulling faces and, you know, saying, well, you've got too much, and do you really need all this? And it's not a question you really want to be asking an artist or a craftsperson, because, you know, if you're like me, you've accumulated all these things over years, and everything gets used eventually. But what I can do is I can organise them better and make better use of them by doing so, because, you know, you forget what you've got. When things, you know, when things are packed away so tightly, and, you know, you're not going deeply into things, you know, quite often. I mean, I've got a lot of pouches that I have with lots of bits, and I do go through those regularly and take things out. So, but I did get my sister's point. I do have too much, and so, you know, I have gone through more. I started it well before she mentioned anything, but yeah, isn't that gorgeous? It's beautiful. So, right, just move this over here a minute, and then try and pop that back on there. And let's see where we could put it in here. I could do a tip in of some paper. It's a shame, because I would like it to be, oh, look at that, I love that so much. Where did that come from? In there maybe? An eco die. Let's see. So it's not going to fit there, and I don't want to, so I'm not going to put it there, but I'm just wondering whether to put a tip in here. So if I were, for example, to write something like that. No, to put that. This is paper that I've painted on using emulsion. I did a video of it recently. Yeah, not there. Well, looking at this, actually, it's too big for the actual book, so I'm going to have to cut it down, which is such a shame. I really don't want to. I guess if let's say if I put that in there like that, then I'm only cutting off that bit, so I'll do that. So we'll cut to, there's my scissors, and cut to there, and then, it's only me being fussy, and then, like if I add that there, you're not going to see, or I'm not going to see, but yeah, so I could have it like that, but I do need a piece of paper. I don't think this is going to be big enough. I don't mind it coming off the ends a little bit, but maybe I need to use a different piece. I'll see what else I've got. Yeah, I think I'm going to use that instead of the tissue paper. Again, it's not long enough, but I don't mind. Oh, I could do it that way though. Yeah, I'll do it that way and then it will be long enough. So let's see. Don't mind it being a little bit scrunched up. I think it all adds to the effectiveness. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it like that first. I don't want it the full page, just something like that. I'm not too worried about it being perfect either. Just move this out of the way a minute. Like that. I'm thinking what should I do is I'll rip it, I think, if I can. I don't know if it will rip very well, but we'll try. No, it's not going to rip too good. Yeah. I'll cut it. Okay, so then pop it in there and let's see. I could make a pocket of it. But I don't think I will. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I will. That definitely won't rip. Brown paper, I don't know, sometimes it rips, sometimes it doesn't. I'll try again with this. Oh, well, prove me wrong. Okay, right, now this will go something like that, but what I'm going to do is in order to tip in, so a tip in is a piece of paper that you literally add to the page, usually at the side of the crease in the book. So for example, let me show you. So here it would tip in like that, so we'd add it to the page there, and then, you know, or you could do it the other way, but it generally goes in there. You could tip it in that way, but then it would be a fold out, and this way you're just going to tip it in there, and I can do that without taking away from that page there. So I just pop it on here like that. So I would glue it in using my glue stick. I haven't used that one. Just see which one I've used. Nope. Use this one. I haven't used that one either. use this because I know I've used this one. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue. Now I'm just wondering, I've got, yeah, I'll just do that way. Glue on there, plenty of glue on there just to put it on there, and then I will put, hang on, careful, that in there, making sure that, sorry, I should be showing you, making sure that I leave a gap, a little gap there, so that it doesn't affect, when you fold the page, it doesn't affect it. So it's not going right into it, it's just sitting like that there. Just cut a little bit off here. Okay, good. So that sits in there like that, and then you've also got the other page there that you can use. And then this will sit on here like that. And then you've got a series of daffodils. Okay. Okay, so next I'm just going to use this wall to put the glue on my daffodil. Make sure I get glue everywhere. This is a magazine page, and quite often they don't glue down straight away. It doesn't happen all the time, but they can be a bit uncooperative. But let's see. I'm sure it will be fine. Like that. Going to sit like that. My blindfolder. Need a bit of glue under there. Just a little bit. There. And then I'll put the other stalk on there like that, and that will look gorgeous. Yeah. Okay. I don't need to be. I was thinking to cut it more precisely, but I don't need to. You know, I'm just being overly fussy. And there we go. And then the other thing that I could do is, you know, add something else on there as well if I wanted to. Need to add a bit more glue down here. Right, and just there. Okay, and then as I say, I've got this side that I can use for something else. So it's given me another page to work with. If I want to make that more secure, because it seems to be coming up for some reason. Oh, I know why, because it's sitting on the tape and it doesn't like it. Okay, so I can add washi tape down there if I want to, you know, if it doesn't stick as much as I'd like. But I think that's going to be fine now. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Really lovely, love it. And I do have, from that same page, I do have some more. So let's see, we've got, so I could add some more. So for example, I could potentially add that in there, and then I cut it out, because why not? I have a lot of, because I take a lot of photographs out in the countryside and in different places, and I have a lot of there's some, I think I'm going to see cut some words out actually and add words. Yeah, so because as I said, I take a lot of photographs in nature, and I need to start printing them off and then adding them to my journals, because I don't, you know, I tend to just leave them on my phone. I do add them to my social media pages, because I have an apothecary page, and people like to see, you know, I talk about the different ways of using flowers and plants. Sorry, I might have been out of frame then, sorry. So I do, you know, have them usually posted on social media somewhere. I sometimes make videos of them as well, but I'd quite like to print them out, and I think if, you know, just add them to some of my journals. It would be nice to do that. So I might start doing that. I'd like one of those instant cameras, like a Polaroid. I do have an old Polaroid, but I don't know if it works. And I don't want to buy any sort of old film and then it not work, you know, because it's expensive. But it's a shame that it's just sitting there and not getting used if it does work. The only thing is, nowadays these more modern ones are obviously going to produce better quality photographs. But I like the style of that, you know, the, excuse me, scratching. Yeah, the style of the Polaroid. It's very fashionable at the moment, isn't it? So I think I'm going to put that there, and I don't mind it coming off the top there. I just wish I had more green here. I think, yeah, I ripped it out of the book and it didn't really rip very well. It left, yeah, I'm going to put that there. Yeah, why not? I might as well use the top. I mean, it's, you know, yeah, let's do that. It's not getting used otherwise. I've had these magazines for a long time, and I think it would be nice to use them up in this way. You cut that off. That's not going to stick down real well, I don't think. Okay, well, I like that. It's a shame that it hasn't got more of a green stalk there, but I could colour it in or add something. And then, let's see the other bit. There was another bit. There it is. That, but I haven't left enough room anywhere for that, so I might put that somewhere else. Could put it in there. That would make a nice side tuck cut out. So I'm going to leave that and do some writing there instead. What I will do though is, because I liked, there were some words here that I thought were quite nice, but I might cut some words out, some sentences. Seeing the beautiful yellow flowers. There. I'm going to add that. There. Let's see if there's anything else. Spring flowers, you could add that. Sorry, I think I might keep going off what about spring flowers there? There. Let's see any more. It's a poem. I didn't realise it was a poem. Yeah, I think I'm happy with what I have. So I'll just tidy this bit up. I'll keep the words because I might be able to use them in a different context. Okay, right, let's have a look at it then. Really happy with it. I think it looks fabulous. And I could put that somewhere, but I think this little bit, I'm going to cut this off because I don't like it. You know, I think that would have looked better on its own like that, but I'm not sure it makes much sense. All there. Right, anyway, so happy with that, really happy. And now what I have is I ripped this out and I have this next to it. And I was really surprised when I looked at the colours. So then I thought, well, should I fussy cut this out and put it on there? Or should I just cut? No, I think I might. I think I might fussy cut it out. This is painted paper again. It's just emulsion, but isn't that interesting how it correlates to the same colour, exactly the same tones as well. You know, not dark pink, and, you know. So I don't know, but so I've got that. And the other thing I cut out was this, which I love. I've used this in one of my other journals, the same type of page in another journal, and I just love it. I love that it has a to-do list for spring. A could-do list. Sing. Sit outside at dusk to listen to the birds calling as they go to bed. Make a mixtape or playlist of special songs and send it to a friend. Spend an afternoon or at a lake or river messing about in boats, and join a community choir or start singing in the shower if you don't fancy an audience. These are just a few things that make our hearts sing add your own ideas below, and sometimes you have to make your own kind of music, and I love that. I love it, and I love the spring birds, and maybe that could go in something else, but I did quite like the idea of having it in here. This, I don't know, I think I'm not going to put those in. I think I'm going to keep those separately and put them in something else, but anyway, I'm not really sure why I put that out. So let's see if there's anything else to add. I've got this book here, and I started using it a little while ago. It's a National Trust book. Nature Companion, a guide to natural history of the National Trust countryside, and I've used some pages out of it, so because they're readily available, excuse me, it's a readily available book to buy cheaply, and I just thought, well, why not start using it? So I did, and I'm just wondering, you know, whether there's something I could add to my pages. I'm just looking to see. So we've got mushrooms there, we've got a lovely feather. I have 2 rabbits down there. I haven't got rabbits in there either. And a fox. I think I'm going to use Mr. Fox. And I really wish I hadn't said that. Let's have a look. Foxy. Foxy, Foxy. Where are we going to put him? Here. Ah, owl needs to go there. Then I do have a picture of an owl somewhere that I was going to cut out, so I think not there. Not there. Not sure now. Or here, what about that there? Ooh. I'm going to put it there. And then you have, it will be close to these badgers and hedgehogs. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I don't like doing it, but I'm going to cut it out. But as I say, I don't like doing it generally. But I want to do it today for my book. And I will cut some information out as well about the fox. Don't need that bit, so I'll cut it off. I'm going to have him there, and then I can just, you know, open that up if I want to. I think I'll have him Right, I'm going to cut this out as well, because this is about the fox. So it's just a bit about a butterfly on there, and I've got lots of butterfly books, so I'm happy to just take this off. That's quite sweet. Don't mind it being wobbly, the information, you know, as in shall I put it like that, and then you open it up and you see the fox, or up here? I think I might put it there, and then I can always add something else there. Okay, I'm going to do that. So let's just... Right, normally I would glue on some I don't want to use that. I'll use one of the bigger ones. I would normally glue on a cardboard board, but I've put them away, so for now I'll just get one out in a short while. Right now I'm just going to do this, because I can always take the glue off this. Okay, so that will go in there like that. Yeah, good. And that will go there on the top. So I'm not, you know, inking, I'm not doing anything like that. This is not that sort of book. This is purely, you know, so it's not that's not that sort of book. This is just to add in information about nature and what have you. And if I don't write my own stuff, you know, then I'm going to cut things out like that. That can close up there. That comes down. I could add the badger thing, but no, there's another piece of paper. Where's it gone? I've cut it off. Put it somewhere. Yeah, a little butterfly. I won't add that. Leave that for now. Good. I've done a little bit. Got that beautiful leaf in there. Let's see, a nice page from here. And I was looking at dandelion, wasn't I? I think I want to use that dandelion page because I haven't got dandelion. I could go and they're difficult to press, I find. I quite like that there. I will just use this because then I can sort it out later. Yeah. Put another one there. At least I've got that down now. I've got some seeds here, and I might, they're marigold seeds, and I did want to put some in the ground, but I think I'm going to add a few here because I think it'll be interesting just to add a few. I'll just glue them on and just write something there. I'll use the ones that I don't think look viable. Because I would like to grow some. Well, that does look viable actually, looking at it now, but never mind. Here's another one. Should use a pair of tweezers. I'm pretty sure any sort of naturalist would use tweezers. Any naturalist worth reputation, you know, cares about their reputation, I mean. Right, I think 3 is enough, or maybe 4. Shall I put another one in? No, I think, yeah, quite like another one. Yeah, put another one in. I'm going to put it here. It's a smaller one. Let's put that there. There. Okay, and then I will write. No, I won't choose my pen. Marigold seeds. Trying to think when I would have. I would have been 2022. So they're probably not even viable because 23, 24. Oh, it could have been 23. Let me put 23. Right, probably not that though. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay, what else? Let's see. Let's see what I've got in here. I've got, this is where I found the seeds, look, in that shell. I could have put some more in. Some sheep's wool. Let's put a bit of sheep's wool in. The wool is, oh no, then I need to, where are we going to put this? On a different page. That's a mixed page, isn't it? Let's have a look, see somewhere else. Oh. No, no, no. Quite fancy it there. Now I've got other types of sheep's wool I could put in as well, so I could put sort of a few in. So I might choose a different page so that I can put a few in and talk about the sheep, because I have looked after sheep before, wild sheep, not wild sheep, rare breed. See if there's a page that we could use. A lot of this is, forgot I'd done that. A lot of this is what about here? Yeah, let's do it here. Nothing wrong with doing it there, and it. Maybe this. Oh, I don't know if this would work. One of these. This might be better. So I put that there, take that off, and then have that stuck to there like that. And I think that's going to work, hopefully. Right, so I think it's Manx sheep. I'm pretty sure because Manx sheep's wool. Collected. This would have been 2019. good. Okay, good. And then like I said, I've got some more that I can put there. I didn't think about using those little sticky things before, but I think that's going to work quite well. Good. What else can we do here? Oh, here we go. Right. Oh, that's handy. This is the wool from soy sheep. So let's do that. Sorry. There we go. And then I'll pop that there. There. So this is the soy sheep. This is the sheep. This, well, both of them actually. Soy, from the Isle of Soy. How do you spell it? Soy sheep. Wool. And this was collected at the same time. And so they dropped their wool. That's how I gathered it. Collected 2019. Right, there we go. So that's handy. And anything else in there? I've got some bulky things. I don't think everything else is bulky. There's a couple of little leaves, so pretty. Maybe I'll just add them in. I have no idea which tree they're from. Could potentially find out, but I think they'll look lovely. I've got 3 here, and I'm really surprised they haven't been damaged in somewhere. Right, so I think I'm going to glue these on. I will use this glue again, and then I will just put a bit of tape on the bottom, you know, of the stem to hold them in place. But I do need to find out where they're from, what tree, because I have no idea. I like the fact that they're different sizes as well. They go down in size. Okay, so that's the first one. And the thing is, they're getting damaged in that tin. I mean, I do have a box with lots of flowers and leaves in, but it's nice to, you know, these have been sitting in that tin for a long time, and it's nice to use them in here. I mean, that's what this is for, this book. And you can see that's already a little bit damaged, but I don't mind that. I'll put that there. Get some tape to put across. I don't think I brought any, did I? Any here. Maybe this will work. Oh yeah. What I do is I just rip off little sections of it to put over like that. Nothing fancy. You could use washi. That didn't need that much, but it's okay. And that, and there we go. And now I'll try and find out what that is from, because I really don't know. Good. So yeah, I don't know what that's from. it could be, thinking about it, I think it might be from a fruit tree at my house. It could be plum. I don't think it's apple, I think it's plum, but I'll double check. I like that sort of, but it does need to be held down a little bit. I really like them. Good. Okay, so I stopped the video for a little while just to make a drink. But before I did, I cut these out of one of the books, and I thought I would add these to the mushroom page. And I think I'm going to add them sort of as another layer under here. So along here. So I've got this one and this one. So I think I'll add them like that, and you'll just see them peeking out the bottom. I think, yeah, I quite like that idea. So I will glue these in. I mean, I think the video is coming to an end now. It's been on quite a long time, or I have. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it and, you know, crafted along with me. It is nice just to work in your journals that, you know, where you've had your journal for a while, and just to do something else in that, you know. Put that like that. I don't want it to, oh, right, I'll take that take that off again. Sorry, you might not have been able to see that. I was trying to put it down, but it's going off on an angle. Why is it not there? That will do. Yeah, and that tells you what it is. Clump forming Callibia fungus. Never heard of it. If you're interested in fungi, I have a video on my Facebook page, no, Instagram page, of lots of different fungi, on a video that I took last year with my grandchildren. We went to do some mushroom spotting, and yeah, took a video, so you're welcome to go and have a look on my Instagram. It's a Still Room Keeper on Instagram. That was Still Room Keeper. Yeah, so I like that. So that just adds a little bit extra. As I said, it's all about layers. I might do something else on there. I'm not so keen on that bit, but so I took them out of this book here. So there, and I could, you know, cut this little bit out as well with that tree stump. I think that would look nice, or I could cut something else. Got berries and things. I haven't got any berries in, so I might put berries in, but for now I think, you know, we've been here quite a while, so I think I will leave it here. Just go over again what we've done. So let's start with doing the book. Where is it? Where's this? Oh yeah, so this is our first page. I absolutely love that. Really love it, and I love the crinkled of the page. So that was the first thing we did there, and we added, that was the first thing we did. So we added these, we added the words. Then we added the fox. Love that. Then what else did we do? Well, we didn't add the mushrooms then, we added something else. Oh yes, we added these marigold seeds. I need to put something over that to protect it. And oh yes, we added this page here, but I haven't glued it in yet, and I want to put information about what these are in there somewhere. So, and I think that's it. I think that's what we did. I don't think there's anything else, is there? There may be. Let me just go back 1 minute. Oh yes, sheep's wool and these, and I will find out what these are. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. And then of course we added the mushrooms just now. So I did a little bit of work, and I might write about some mushrooms. So, you know, I've written on other pages. I enjoy the writing on some of the pages as well. And, you know, I've written information where I remembered, oh, I haven't written it. Oh yes, I have, Peony 2004. It's an insect-eaten leaf. I love that. Gorgeous. And there's a larger one somewhere, but this has to be my favourite page today. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll be back to do some more, possibly tomorrow. So take care everyone, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.